So a lot of people in the room, if you can't hear me, just let me know and I'll speak up even louder. It's good to see such a great turnout here. This is the third place that we've talked this summer about this topic, and I think we can say that Niobrara wins the prize for having the most people show up. So I think that's a good indication, though, on how serious the problem is here in the Niobrara area and how concerned the people of this area are about the sedimentation. The only ground rule I have tonight is this plate of cookies is all mine, so hands off. But like Sandy said, my name is Tim Cowman. I work for the South Dakota Geological Survey and also am a faculty member at the USD Missouri River Institute. I'm located in Vermillion, South Dakota, which is also pretty much right on the Missouri River. It's just a few miles away from it. It used to be right on the Missouri River until the flood of 1881. It was a major steamboat port, actually, and the flood of 1881 cut off a huge meander in the vicinity of Vermillion, and Vermillion literally went overnight from being a steamboat town to being a town that was suddenly 4 miles away from the river. And if you've ever been to Vermillion, you know it's located now up on a bluff, up on a hill, off of the floodplain. And before that flood, it was located down on the floodplain, and it was that flood that took away its identity as a steamboat town and also forced it then to move up on top of the bluff. So I live in an area where I know that the Missouri River can also have a lot of impact. I'm currently working with a few other researchers at the Missouri River Institute on a project that Sandy and the Missouri Sedimentation Action Coalition are funding. In that project that's currently going on, we're looking at what the actual source of sediment is in the delta, where it's all coming from, and also what's the nature of the sediment that's out there, so that if organizations like Sandy's do start to find ways to remove sediment, are there certain areas that are best to start in removing it? And that's what we're looking at currently. But what I'm here to talk to you about tonight is a project that we did between 2012 and 2014. I worked on a project as the director of the Missouri River Institute at that time, where Sandy asked us to basically try to take a look at all the information that's out there, historical information as well as current studies that are being done, and sort of boil down how this sedimentation problem came to be, how it developed, and where it might be going in the future if things remain the same. So what we did was we did some field work, but we also did a lot of research in terms of studies that have been published over the last 10 or 12 years and what they were saying. And we found that a lot of those studies were basically engineering reports that were very hard to understand. There were a lot of statistics, tables of data, graphs, and things like that. What we tried to do is we tried to take the information that was in it and boil it down to pictures and maps so that we can go out and try to explain to people through pictures and maps how the sedimentation problem developed and where it might be going over the next 100 to 150 years if things remain the same. So that's primarily what I want to talk to you about tonight. So I think we can go ahead and turn the lights out. Okay, thanks. So basically on this, the project that I'm going to talk to you about, we really had three things that we wanted to do. We wanted to look at how has the delta evolved since Gavin's Point Dam was built. We wanted to look at how far will the delta migrate in the future and what will it look like. And then also we want to look at where does the sediment in the delta come from. So just sort of the 30,000 foot level view of how this has changed. This is